Hello everyone, welcome back to Perfectly Imperfect. My name's Teresa. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to show you how to make what I call one of the simplest wreaths that you can possibly make. So to start, I'm going to be using this Happy Holidays sign that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I've already got it prepared on the back with these cable mount ties, but you can just use pipe cleaners, glue, and a piece of ribbon or something to put over your pipe cleaner to hold your sign on. These are available at just about every hardware store. We're also going to be using an 18-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. This wreath frame is pretty big. It has 8 sections in it. Of course, it's 18 inches in diameter. I'm going to be using this deco poly mesh, and I do have about a roll and a half of this. We're not going to be cutting the mesh today, and we're not going to be putting the pipe cleaners on the frame before we get started. You're going to need some pipe cleaners cut in half. And of course, I'm using my scissors, wire snippers, and I've got 2 zip ties for this wreath. Let's start with my open mesh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the mesh and roll it. We are going to turn it curl side down, gather it up at where it starts, making sure all of your mesh is coming out to about the same length. You don't want, your mesh falling out of there. We're going to take a pipe cleaner, wrap it around the end, and you want it facing down. Wrap it around there and face it down. I'm also going to be using a zip tie right here. I don't want all this mesh going and fraying everywhere, so I'm just simply going to cut this off. All right, what we're going to do is take our mesh, we're going to be making 8-inch bubbles. So the 8 to the 16. If you do not have a mat, you can use a ruler, a tape measure, go to your 8-inch mark, and we're going to wrap another pipe cleaner around it, facing towards the bottom. This is considered a chain poof wreath, but we are going to make a chain bubble wreath. So you have your 8-inch poof right here. Now what we're going to do is just simply measure out another 8 inches. 10 to 18. Take another pipe cleaner, wrap it around. And you guys, this is something that actually you can relax and do as you're watching TV or whatever you want to do. Just make sure you have your roll of mesh and something to measure your 8 inches. And again, 8 inches. So you just do it like this and keep it going. Doing 8 inches. And like I said, you don't have to have a mat. All you need is a roll of mesh, some pipe cleaners, and an 18-inch wreath form. Okay, I'm going to make a few more of these, and I will be back. All right, friends, we are going to work this wreath frame from the bottom. That's the top. We're going to flip it over. I have some of my bubbles already made in my mesh. These are the crossbars. You're going to tie it on to the crossbar from the bottom. Now you can cut your pipe cleaners in thirds if you want to. I just have trouble with my hands, and so a half a pipe cleaner is much easier for me to work with. So right there on the crossbar is where you're going to start your wreath. Now you're going to take the next pipe cleaner into the same section, and we're going to the very top bar. Tie it on. The next one, we're going to the second bar, and here's what we're going to do. We tied it on, so we went to the top. Now we're going to go down, and then back up, and then down, and then back up. So now we're going to the second bar. Tie it on there. Slip it up. Make sure that you're working from the bottom of your chain. Now we're going to go down to the third bar. Tie it up. Next bubble. Get my chain out of the way. Now we're going to the second bar because we were just on the top. And then the next one, which will be the inside bar. We're just going from here, 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 back up, here, here, back down, just like a zigzag fashion, so that you're attaching it to all three bars. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. And you want to take your bubbles, open them up. We're going to see how many bubbles we can fit in each section. It may vary with different kinds of mesh. And just open them up. And I think 8 is going to be plenty per section. And I'm going to put this one on the crossbar to stop it. This will be our 8th bubble. And I'm tying it right around to the crossbar. And all of this will get cut when we get done. Back over. Fluff it out. And that looks really pretty. So we were able to fit 8 bubbles in that section. So that's what I'm going to go off of, and we are going to try to get 8 in every single section. I just love it. I think that's so pretty. So I'm going to continue in the next section, and I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, you guys, I've worked my way around until I ran out of my half a roll of mesh. So I'm going to take my tail, put it on the middle wire, put a zip tie around it, making sure it's wrapped around the wire and the mesh, and tie it up. Now we can take this piece of mesh and push it through to the back. We don't need this much hanging off, so we're going to cut some of it down. Not on the very, you don't want to go all the way to the zip tie. Just a little piece like this. I've opened up my second roll of mesh, and I'm going to start on the middle as well. I'm always stopping and starting on the middle bar. Ideally, this would be great if it ended on an intersection on a crossbar, but it didn't, and that's okay. We can work with it like this. I have my mesh on the center wire. Tie it on. Now I could have tried to get both of my ends into one zip tie, but I feel safer doing it like this. That way I know that my end from my first mesh that I used is tight on there, and so is my beginning. I went to putting 7 bubbles on each section. Okay, friends, I am going to take off from this section, adding 7 pipe cleaners to the remaining sections. We completed 1, 2, 3, 4 of the sections. Now to cut your pipe cleaners, you just want to make sure that they are twisted really tight. You don't want to go all the way down to the bar. You want to leave about ½ inch and push them down and back. You make sure they're twisted. Cut it. Bend it down and push it back. So here is what we have so far. I'm going to continue going all the way around the wreath, and I will see you when I get done. Okay, friends, I finished the wreath. Super big. I think it's super pretty. Hopefully it fits in and you guys can see it. Fits in the picture. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Now for the sign. I cut the ribbon off of here where the holes are. And I just took a bell, looped it through a pipe cleaner. And do the same thing to the other side. And then I'll cut them off. Just took a bell. Half of a pipe cleaner. Put it through there. And through the hole and around, and tied the bell. I've already set up my sign on the back. I've got my pipe cleaners in. I'm going to be adding a little bit of hot glue to these so I make sure they stay. Cut this off. And bend it down. And of course the same thing to the other side. That way the holes are not going to show from where the ribbon was. So now it's got the little bells on it. Okay, for the sign, I'm kind of wanting to place it right here. Maybe more so in the middle. And what you do to get the sign on is you just take your pipe cleaner, feed it down till you get to the wreath frame. And you want to tie it onto the wreath frame. Now, I don't tie it totally secure at first because I might have to adjust it. And you just do the same thing to all 4 pipe cleaners. And you simply tie it onto the wreath frame in the back. I'll go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I was able to get my sign on. I lifted it up a bit and I'm happy with that. I have pre-made the bow. I still have to cut my tails. Wasn't sure about adding the black end, but I do like it. Let me get this on. And I really like it. Okay, you guys, I was able to get my bow and my sign on. I was thinking about adding some stuff around on the sides, but I think I'm just going to leave it like it is. So please take a minute to like and subscribe. Hitting that like button really helps my channel. Share with family and friends if you choose to. I'm going to fluff this bow out a bit more, and I may not add anything else to it. I probably won't. Let me get pictures of this up on the door. And I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.